bringing you the latest news from Coronado Athletics. This is the Mustang Fan Zone podcast from 100.7 The Score.
Welcome in. Now we are in the Mustang Fan Zone. I accidentally called the last one the Mustang Fan Zone once.
That's good.
I promise I will steer clear of that in this section. We are going to jump into the Mustang Fan Zone here in just a minute. I want to run through this week's schedule real quick before I forget. Thursday night, Andrews at Estacado at Lowry Field. That's a 7 p.m. kickoff down the radio dial, but Nick Long will have that for you. If you have never heard Nick Long call a game, you need to put that on your bucket list for radio folks, because that is a once-in-a-lifetime experience. Unless you're an Estacado fan, then it's 10 times a season. Friday night, District 2A, 2-5A Division 1. Got a little bit of a game at Lowry Field on Friday night. Coronado against Monterey, 7 p.m. That is on 93.7 The Eagle for the Monterey broadcast, 96.9 The Bull for the Coronado broadcast. I'm going to double-check that because sometimes they just merge and let one group call it. We'll see. Well, you'll be able to find it on radio. It will be on somewhere on TV. David Thetford will be there calling that on TV, I believe. Let's see. Lubbock High opens district play. They go up to Amarillo to play Tascosa that the Mustangs got familiar with last week. In District 2-5A Division 2, Lubbock Cooper is at home against Wichita Falls Legacy, trying to bounce back after a loss at Plainview last week. Liberty, in the HubCityPreps.com Game of the Week, number 9 Liberty goes to number 6 Greenwood. That's 7 p.m. Andrew, you know the name of the stadium in Greenwood?
I don't.
They've got a former Wiley guy as their coach.
It's Friday. I do know it. It's on the tip of my tongue. He was an old coach there for a while.
Yep, you're right. I'll find it, but it's in Greenwood. If you get to Greenwood, I can't imagine you can't find the stadium. So, Trinity Christian is at home against Tulia at 7 p.m. Lubbock Christian plays Prosper Richland, which is a first-year. I don't think they're a varsity program. It's Prosper Richland at 7 p.m. at Mass Rider Capitol Field. 6-man Taps, Kingdom Prep goes up to Wildorado for a 7 p.m. kickoff. And then Saturday, Christ the King in Taps 6-man is at home at 1 p.m. against the West Texas Tornadoes. But the game that I think a lot of people are interested in, I know these three are interested in. If you're watching on TV, Andrew Roy is to my far left. Next to him is Campbell Stanek, not Sean. The first time or this season, I think I interviewed him. I called him Sean Stanek several times. I've known his dad since.
He goes by Little Sean.
Does he? I've known Dad since way before Campbell was around. So, and JJ Villalobos. I haven't met your dad. I've talked to him a little bit, social message. So I'll call you JJ. We'll get that right. So. 7 p.m. Friday, Lowry Field. I mentioned the radio stations. Mustangs are looking for their first district win, and for a half last week, that looked very possible. And Andrew, who coached the first half and who coached the second half?
I coached the first half.
There we go.
No, not really. We did a good job offensively first half, man. The offensive coaching staff, these two guys executing. I think they had a great game plan coming in. And the guys just came out and executed everything they did the first half.
And right there with them, 28-28, I believe. Campbell also helped on special teams a little bit.
He did, man. So, putting up 28 on them in the first half. Tascosa hadn't given up more than 23 all year. And for us to do that in one half, we were playing pretty good football against those guys.
So I'm going to guess pretty euphoric. Then what happened in the third quarter? We'll run through that really quick.
We just didn't execute, and we went back and watched on film and saw our mistakes and up front and, just some things that we did. And it was tiny mistakes that we thought we could have went up, right there after half, and we just didn't execute.
So, Campbell, the first half, tell me, grab your microphone here. What was it? You guys had struggled a little bit coming in. The fact that you're right there with them at halftime, what did that tell you about your guys and their resiliency?
I knew we all had it in us. It just definitely showed that game way better than it had the games before that. We were all showing pride and effort to put in for a win.
JJ, you had missed one game or two games?
I missed one game.
Okay, so obviously getting JJ back, and this is not to disparage anybody else that took snaps, but this guy's your guy. For you to come back in, how comfortable were you from the very beginning?
I mean, I was fired up coming into district, first game back from that injury. And it was like I just came in the game like fired up with confidence, wanting to win a football game for the first time in 4 games.
So I enjoy watching you play. I enjoy watching Campbell play too, but because you're very kind of soft-spoken, low-key when talking to you here. I can see from the press box that's not you on the field. When you get on the field, you're kind of a crazy dude.
I try to keep my composure, but it gets loud. The bands get going, so I gotta raise my voice and just keep our team going.
For both of you guys, what do you want to take away from last week? Again, a very good Tascosa team. I'm trying to think. I've not seen them play. I've seen clips from your game and from Lubbock Cooper's game. What do you want to take away from that going into this game and the rest of the season to kind of use as something to build on?
I want to take away how physical we were first half. I feel like we came out with confidence, knowing our jobs and getting our jobs done. And that was helping us move the ball, and then just having confidence in each other, playing together as a team. It really showed because, I mean, we did our best we've done all year half.
What about you, Campbell? What do you think you guys can take from it?
Definitely just take the basics away. We did all the basics right, I think. We all played hard as like a family. We're all brothers on the team, so we definitely showed that in the first half. So if we can take that to the next game, we'll definitely do something good.
So we're coming up on the break. We're going to switch gears here and talk about that game coming up Friday because it's a big one for both teams. I'm Randy Rosetta. This is the Coronado Mustang Fan Zone on 100.7 The Score.
Diving headfirst into Coronado athletics. You're listening to the Mustang Fan Zone on 100.7 The Score on the 100.7 The Score mobile app.
Welcome back into the Mustang Fan Zone on a Tuesday night. We alluded to. We've talked a lot about it the last pretty much most of this hour. Monterey and Coronado. It's always a fun game. It at one point was maybe as good a rivalry as there was in Lubbock. It died down a little bit when Coronado kind of had control of it for a while. Monterey's chipped away a little bit these last few years. They've gotten the last 2 wins, and they're a team you guys are hungry for a win. They're hungry for a win after losing to Amarillo High last week. To me, the ingredients are there, Andrew, for this just to be knockdown drag out this week.
Man, it should be fun. I talked to our guys today. You got 2 0-1 teams in district, and to us, 0-1 on the season, going at each other. Anything goes. You know what I mean? It's one of those, man, it's going to be a good one.
Growing up, you were part of Abilene High, Abilene Cooper, so you got a feeling for that city rivalry. Why are these city rivalries so intense and so fun?
Because you know each other, and there's no animosity. Like, our kids know their kids. It's all fun. They talk to them. They talk to each other, and man, it's just getting after it. You know what I mean? You want to have bragging rights for the year. And so that's all it's about, coming out, having good, clean fun. Nowadays, there's social media. I didn't have social media back then. But
I'm glad about this.
Yeah, it was all having your girlfriends prank call the other players or something like that. Now it's all on social media with Barstool and stuff like that. It's different to watch, but it's all in fun.
All right, so Campbell, I'm going to get Ralph Ramon probably mad at me here. How'd you guys do against Monterey in baseball last spring?
Last spring, we swept them.
Okay.
We did good.
So you got the upper hand there.
Yes, sir.
And again, there's a lot of guys that play both sports, so you get to talk about that.
Yeah.
Follow up on what Coach said. Why are these rivalry games so fun for you guys when you get out there on the field?
I mean, like Coach Roy said, I know everyone over there, and they all know me. I've gone, against them, with them, about a lot of my life. So yeah, it's just crosstown rivalry. So.
I don't think this is the case anymore. For a long time, this may have been Seth Parr used to talk about this. There used to be some kids that would go to middle school together at one of and then they'd disperse and go to different schools, almost like a Civil War type thing. JJ, how well do you know those guys on the other side?
I grew up with them since playing baseball when we were in Little League. I grew up with all of them. And playing YFL, and always played against them. Maybe played on the same team. I don't remember, but I know all of them. So the rivalry, It's gonna be a fun one. It's gonna be fun.
When you guys are growing up, when you're little, you're not thinking about high school yet. When do you start realizing I'm going to play against these guys when we're bigger? When did it kind of hit you?
I realized it, I think, freshman year when we played them. Our freshman year, it was like we're gonna play them the next 4 years, so we better get ready for it. Buckle down.
Last year, that Monterey team had some momentum going by the time they played you. They had some rough spots and kind of found it. You guys are a little bit in that boat right now. You played better last week, but Campbell, how big would it be to come out and just get your first win, get that first district win, and to beat Monterey all in one fell swoop like that?
Yeah, that'd be huge for us. I think that would put us in a really good spot and show us, like, as a team, like, who we really are, and it'd give us all confidence to go throughout the rest of the season too.
Because that's one thing. You lost your first district game, but you still have some progress you can make. Andrew, is that something you talk to them about, that one loss does not end your season once you get to district?
Yeah, we talked to them today about it. We're both 0-1. We win this game, we're 1-1. That gives us a great opportunity to make a playoff run, still fight for a district championship. That's still in the foreseeable future if things fall in place. So just because we lost last week to a good Tascosa team, that, again, going back to that team, they shut out Paladura, who's doing pretty dang good, and only gave up 23 to a 6A Permian team. I think we're in a good position if we continue to progress, and if we can come out with a win this week, we're sitting good.
We were talking between breaks, or during the break here, you start looking at the schedule you guys have played. All of a sudden, that's a pretty tough schedule, because you played 3 teams from District 2 5A Division 2, and 2 of those 2 trips to Abilene, those 2 teams have a chance to be right in the hunt with Lubbock Cooper and Wichita Falls Memorial. So it looks a little bit 0-5 doesn't look good no matter how you spin it, but you start to step back, it's maybe not as bad as it seems at first.
Right. It's we for sure have been put through the battlefield, so we're tested. We're glad to be playing at home, even though we're the visiting team. Last week I thought was a great environment, and that helped us out. It's going to be rocking again, and we're going to be pumped up. You're going to see a good show.
7 p.m. Friday, Lowry Field. We'll be back to finish up in the Mustang Fan Zone right after this break.
Your inside look into Coronado sports. This is the Mustang Fan Zone on 100.7 The Score and the 100.7 The Score mobile app.
Welcome back into the High School Fan Zone on a Tuesday night. We started something new this year. We're going to be naming a High School Fan Zone Girls Player of the Week, High School Fan Zone Boys Player of the Week. We're going to jump in and name the girls, or identify the Girls Player of the Week in volleyball. It's Kaylee Upham. Hope I'm not butchering that too bad. From Friendship, she helped the Tigers open their district season with a pair of wins. She was huge in making sure they got the first one against Midland High. It was a 5-set match, and she had 4 aces to finish out a 16-14 win in that one. And for the week, had 40 assists, 17 digs, and 5 aces. So congratulations to her. We'll announce the boys' winner tomorrow. We'll be done talking about Coronado and Monterey. There'll still be people talking about it. I think Campbell just made a good point. Nobody cares what you guys' records are. We were talking about 0-5 and 0-1. There's a lot of people in Lubbock, Texas who don't care, because those, was it 2.5 miles between the 2 schools, something like that?
It's short. I know that.
It's not too far. You can almost see the other one from, I remember DJ Mann talking about that. He grew up, and he probably, knowing DJ, he probably marked it off and measured it to make sure he had it right. What do you have to do against them? Obviously, you want to do a little bit of that first half stuff that you did last week, Andrew, but what about them do you guys have to be ready for?
Yeah, we want to keep their offense off the field. Coach Sims is a great offensive mind, not just a head coach, but an offensive mind. He's got over 100 wins as a head coach, but he's a great offensive mind that I love listening to, and I go to meetings with him, and he's sitting there drawing plays while we're in the meeting, and I'm sitting there trying to look over at him. But, just keeping that offense off the field, seeing if our offense can do a little bit of the same and get good drives going.
We'll get these guys to talk about it here real quick. And I didn't know this until, I think, the first or second coaches luncheon. Jason could have wound up over there on staff with you.
Yeah, he came and interviewed, and it's funny, man. I told him he could end up being the next, head football coach at Monterey if he took that job, and I probably shouldn't have told him that, but he went over there and things worked out for him, man. He got to call, Judd let him call the plays, and so it worked out for him, and I'm glad. He's a great guy.
He is a great guy, and the thing I like about you don't come necessarily. I guess you come from a mixed background because you coached at Snyder, which I would call a smaller school.
Mm-hmm.
You have Abilene High in your background, but the fact that he's paid a lot of dues at Childress and at Quanah and all those places, you get up to this level, you see things a little bit differently. So.
Yeah, it's different. He's been an athletic director, so everything was in his control. Going back to being a coordinator and a head coach, he kind of gets to let some things slide and go on to the upper level where he can just be a campus coordinator and still run an offense, and still I couldn't imagine him being an AD, an offensive coordinator, and the head coach, like the things that I deal with, on a day-to-day. So, man, he's got it put together. He's a great guy, great coach. So, man, we're not taking Monterey lightly at all. He's going to have them ready to go.
So Campbell and JJ, Coach mentioned what you guys need to do. What do you have to do against them offensively, Campbell, to whether it's sustained drives, big plays, what is it you need to do against that defense?
I mean, we're going to go out there and play hard for sure. Our O-line, they're going to play hard. They played hard last week. It showed in the first half. They definitely played the best they've played so far. Me and JJ, we're going to go out there and do our thing. We've been working on what we do our whole lives, so. And we got Rebel, Hayden, and we got Graham, Cam Miller, Parker.
Yeah, I noticed there were a few other guys making plays when I looked at the stats from that game.
Yeah, we have everyone making plays on our team, so we're going to go out there and play hard.
Before he jumps in, and again, the two young guys that jumped in did what they needed to do, but how big was it for you guys to get JJ back there healthy?
Oh, it was huge for sure. District play came, and I could definitely tell that he locked in and made some good plays back there.
So you can see the same thing on the field that I see from the press box that he's.
Yeah, definitely. Yes, sir.
JJ, what do you have to do against this defense? Because it's good that your offensive line played better last week, because they're going to need their Wheaties, because Monterey's defensive line, there's some big dudes. What do you have to do from your spot to make sure you guys are clicking on offense?
The biggest thing I got to do is keep our offense calm. The hype and all that can't get to us. I mean, we still got to do our job at the end of the day. The end of the day, it's to win a football game. So just keeping our guys positive on and off the field. If we go 3 now, I mean, keeping them up, keeping them going. As long as we stay even like that, I think we'll be all right.
Get that first half magic going again. It's right there with Tascosa, which is a really good team. Monterey's coming off a loss. Both teams are hungry. That, again, is Friday night, 7 p.m. at Lowry Field, Coronado, Monterey. That'll be on 96.9 The Bull and 93.7 The Eagle. This is Randy Rosetta. Join us tomorrow back in the high school fan zone at 6 p.m.